impression on him pretty heavy.
And he's gay, of course.
And of course he's gay.
Because every man ever that I've liked has been gay.
Well...
And what does that say about me? I'm not sure.
I think you're into gay men.
Gay men are...
I think that too.
Gay men are...
What do they call that kind of relationship?
Entertaining.
Lavender.
A lavender.
Lavender.
Maybe you need a lavender marriage. Maybe sit around and be pretty with your gay husband.
You got a butthole too.
Whoa. So...
What?
That would not be how that went down, but...
You got petty.
Okay.
I mean...
Greg always takes every conversation to the balls.
Right.
I need to
Immediately.
She just drops it in dry.
Yep.
What?
So I need to wash my hair.
Is anybody monitoring our audio to see if...
No,
I was
you'd
gonna
have
do
to...
it with my phone.
Alright, I'll check mine.
There's definitely going to be something to listen to, that's for sure. Because we are live.
But...
But...
Every single man in media is always gay. And in life. I found.
Hey, Rachel, hey.
Rachel!
They're all gay. And I'm trying not to, like, gain resentment.
Against gay men?
Because it's like every
All
time.
men she loves are gay.
Every time they're gay. And I, like, go look them up on Google. Every single time they're snuggling.
What it is, they're charismatic.
Mm-hmm.
Gay guys are charismatic, and so you're just like...
And then Dad puts the show back on after I found out that he was gay, and he's like standing in the most twink pose ever. I'm not see this.
I don't know.
She's attracted to it. It's okay.
Yeah, that's probably true.
That works. Oh, my microphone went out.
You need to get one of those dudes that look like they're gay, but they're not really gay.
I need a bisexual man.
Yeah.
I still won't have shit on my mic.
But it is echoing.
But it is echoing.
Oh, I'm semi in the shot.
I think you could pit. Alright, let's play
Are
this.
you looking at my armpit?
Your fried chicken pit.
Fried chicken pit.
Let's turn this up.
I'm gonna go home and be like, man, I'm hungry.
Alright. Maybe that's why I got rid of it, because it echoed real bad.
I don't know. Or they never used it. The world of forever having audio troubles. Okay.
You're not on the loading screen.
Can you talk?
I am talking. Rigby is farting and it is rancid. Nice.
Last time that you guys were live,
I couldn't see the messages.
Audio
you guys
trash.
didn't hear.
I couldn't see them.
Why?
It wasn't working.
I don't know.
So now my chat box is working.
You
It
put
what
the
it
chat on the screen.
it is. I'm looking at. Oh, you mean like up here? I have to. It is. Is it just me echoing? Is it your dad echoing?
Let me turn my gain down. Turn my gain down. You turn that gain up.
I'm not touching anything.
Turn it down.
What?
Let's see what it does when we just mess with one, because we need to like start knocking out variables before we just start like playing with everything.
Let me turn this mic to me. And I'll talk into the mic and we'll see if it actually works.
Oh, this is so entertaining.
Yeah, it's super
All this will get cut
I
out.
love this.
Because my favorite part is whenever I'm watching a stream and then someone talks and then they just sit there really quiet listening for when they talked.
Oh, because they're listening to themselves?
Yeah.
And then it just goes like talk, silence.
Talk. Silence.
No.
She says that's better. Rachel says it's better.
What's better, this?
The echoing.
The echoing's better?
That's
Turn
what
my
she said.
gain up then.
I thought you just,
Alright, I'll turn
My
that.
gain up.
I thought you just turned it down.
Turn my gain down.
What?
I don't know. We'll
There's
see.
two different gains. There's actual physical gain on the mic.
And then there's a gain
And
on
then
the
there's gain
thing.
on that. That's an artificial gain.
We'll see. So, it's Thursday. We got some tea to spill.
It's Taco Thursday.
Taco Thursday. I didn't eat any tacos today. Can you hear it on there on that video? If you're
I sound fine now.
okay, so now we know not to touch it. Cool.
Let's see what happened after you turn the gain up.
All right. Because I would like to get started. Oh, there's a lag.
What?
What are you tapping on? Tap, 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 tap.
What was it? I am wearing a size medium.
Medium. It's a medium.
It's a medium. Oh, beautiful things. I know. But it is weird because it's a sports bra. I haven't worn a sports bra ever, and so
You've never had the opportunity.
Yeah, like my collar.
All right, let's go ahead and try it.
Okay, so
I'll just swing the mic over to her. She can come over here and snuggle me whenever it's time for her to talk.
With my chicken,
With your
your
chicken.
chicken.
fried chicken.
Why are you so worried about the fried chicken? I cooked it. I stink like it too.
Yeah, we all do.
We all smell like chicken down here.
This is spilling my usual tea.
We all fry down here.
Major spoilers on the books that we cover. And this week we are covering Psycho Shifters by Jasmine Mas. Boop.
All right, I'm gonna turn this
That's a little
off.
distracting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn this off.
Super distracting.
Alright,
Super,
so-
super distracting. So
Off we go.
last stream we did chapters pretty much 1 through 10. We might get through the rest of the book today.
I think we should.
We
honestly.
should. Well, and what I'd like to discuss as we get farther along in this is how to decide what our next book's actually going to be for this, because using the same book that we were doing for Sneaky Wink didn't really work out.
Not to mention, it's just like it kind of like walks all over Sneaky Wink.
It does. It does. Though I'm super disappointed in all of the Sneaky Wink members for all the people who didn't vote for the poll.
You know what? I think that was just like a.
Go ahead.
I think that was just kind of like a perfect storm of everybody having a busy week.
It might have been.
Because Cricket, you can tell your own story about why you didn't do it.
So I had it up, and nobody had voted yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to come back to it and see what was going on.
Yeah.
And I just didn't get to.
Then, and I think for us doing it within the last for a full year, and this is the first time it's happened. It is what it is. So
You sound salty.
I am a little salty.
I'm so sorry. I did not mean
Because
to
I
let
don't
you
want.
down.
I don't want anyone. I don't want.
We've got like.
Did you? It didn't pop
I
up.
honestly, I think it was just like a perfect storm of like everybody being super busy this week. I didn't vote,
No, you did not. The
and
only
I
votes,
think it was just me. Just like I was just like it wasn't on my radar.
the only votes that actually got registered are mine and then Rachel's.
Yeah, the only ones. Can you,
Not
open-
Rachel Collins.
can you start? Can you start it over? Start back up.
It's still active.
No, it's
Is
not. It closed yesterday.
Yeah, you can't actually vote.
I mean,
And I told Carmen. Carmen was like, "Well, I was just gonna vote for the same thing that she voted for, so it doesn't really matter."
I mean, it is what it is, and it happened, and
You feel
I
betrayed.
feel a little betrayed.
You feel betrayed.
I do.
We were just bragging on everybody too about how well they participate.
Should have known then to brag on people. So I would like to figure out a way for us to decide what books we're going to do for Spill My Usual Tea. We had kind of discussed the book that I had told you I would like to read next, but it doesn't have to be that one. I don't know how you felt about that.
I really don't have a dog in that fight. I mean, I'd like if the only thing about it is that I hate to like commit to a book and then we read it and then we find out it was trash and then now we have to do a live about it. I'd like to be able to get about 15 chapters into a book and be like, no, we can't do a live about this. It's
You could just
not
change
enough
gears.
not enough content. It's not deep enough. So I mean, this isn't my podcast or whatever.
Right.
It's not mine. But if it were up to me, I would want there to be something to talk about if we're going to talk about it.
I get the feeling that you can find something to talk about anything. You can talk
Yeah,
about why
but
a book
it's like
doesn't.
if the book's really good, I can like talk about the characters. I can talk about the plot. You don't need it? Make it a little please.
Yeah.
Okay, well we'll sit right here. Anyway, but we can talk about the characters. We can talk about the plot. We can talk about like character development. We can talk about like the emotions and the thoughts that are going on inside the character's head.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a good book. If it's not a good book, we're pulling all that stuff out of our butt. Like,
Right.
It's not obvious in the book that any of these speculations actually exist, you know. And I mean that's cool. It's like we got our own little speculative fan fiction thing going on, but the bottom line is that that's just us speculating about it. It doesn't have anything to do with the book, and what we're doing is we're filling in the gaps of what the author left out in the book, and I don't feel like we should have to do that. I think the author should present us with character personalities and plot devices, and they should present us with information that we can like or not like, but we shouldn't have to create our own. I don't feel like.
But I mean, some things in these books are left to the imagination on purpose because they want the reader to fill themselves in, and they want. I mean, and
Yeah, but that's something. I get that. I understand that happens a lot in these smut books because they do want the reader to leave a lot to their imagination because that's what the book is designed to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really easy to drop into the habit of just lazy writing because of that. They'll figure it out. They'll come up with something on their own. They'll come up with their own fantasy based on this prompt that I gave them. And that's all it is. That's all it becomes at some point. It feels like to me. It's just a series of smut scenes and prompts for your imagination. And, you know, ChatGPT can do that. They can't do the smut scenes.
No.
They're one up on ChatGPT.
I know an app that can do the smut scenes.
Have you seen all the ads for them all?
No,
It's free. Oh my gosh.
I will not plug it though.
Please don't. We don't need people to.
I'm gonna stay neutral.
Stay.
I'll tell you off air if you want to know.
Yeah.
I've seen plenty of ads for it on like a For You page for spicy AI.
Is it like ChatGPT based? Like it acts like
Yeah.
ChatGPT? Because ChatGPT is versatile.
It'll like learn your like personality and all the things about you and.
I've got my ChatGPT set up to be Bob the Skull from the Dresden Files. So I had him on there for about a week before I was like, oh yeah, I've seen that. I had him on there for about a week before I was like, hey dude, Bob's British. He's like, oh, sorry, you caught me. All right, well, from now on, Bob's going to be British. I had him as Lieutenant or Commander Data.
Lieutenant Diane.
He's like
Sorry.
Lieutenant Commander. I don't know what his official rank was at the end. Anyway, Data from Star Trek. And there wasn't enough difference there for me to really
Between
notice.
AI and Data, yeah, that makes sense.
Because Data, yeah. Because what it was is I already had it set up to give me, to limit the speculation and emotions. And I told it to stop kissing my ass and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So it was pretty close to Data to begin with. There was no personality there whatsoever to differentiate.
Well, I feel I liked being able to read so many chapters and then in the live kind of speculate what would happen next and see what kind of like you think might happen. And now I think doing it with There Are No Saints, it just wasn't a book for that. There wasn't enough there.
Yeah.
So
I think it was only like, what, 250 pages, something like that?
Right, correct. And I mean, there are books that we could go into that we have previously read, like Quicksilver, which we have discussed which we had talked about doing a deep dive into. But to do that, I would prefer to kind of go through it like I did with Psycho Shifters and put the tabs in and like really, but
I think that like if you had a book that was like a thick boy,
Mhm.
you could probably get away with that a lot more.
Yeah.
Because it's a thick boy. So you could read, like, if it's got 60 chapters,
Right.
then you could read 20 chapters and then be able to create enough content to where it's worth mentioning, you know.
Mhm.
But you can burn through half a book
Easily.
in these 250 chapter or 250 page books, and not have much to show for it.
Well, and it's, I mean, like Psycho Shifter, there were a lot of points, and you know, we learned this in the last stream that things become irrelevant as
Yeah,
you
yeah.
continue to read on, and you're just like, oh, whatever. But it's when you have time to speculate and you have time to kind of consider what's going on that what you thought in chapter 5 is still relevant by the time you might get to chapter 10.
Yeah.
And so when we talk about reading the first 15 chapters before we decide, or whatever, before you decide what book you're going to pick to do something like this, I think that you're not, I don't want to say it's not an honest way to make content like this, but it seems a little bit like cheating, because then you can be like, not every book you pick up is going to be like Quicksilver. It's not going to be this like epic fantasy that has that romance you're looking for.
Yeah, you're putting in content that you're inserting content that
Right.
wasn't there, and that I mean it really depends on what you want to do. If you want to go that route, I'm for it. It's whatever. It doesn't matter to me. Like we could, I mean. How many like fan theories are there for movies and stuff? How many fan
Right.
theories are there for books? I mean, there's like entire other books devoted to fan theories of what could possibly been happening in the background of this book. So if you want to go that route, it's not a waste of time. It's not bad content. It's not cheating. It's not being dishonest. But that's what it is. You're inserting content where there isn't any.
Well, but it's like, but is there comment, or it's like, what at that point do you consider content? Like, what is your target? Right? It's kind of like what we're getting.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's like it's not our job to make a bad book good. And that's what it kind of feels like we're doing. We're making a bad book good.
Okay.
Or maybe it's not a bad book, but it's not our job to make a book better than it was.
I'm not trying to convince anyone to read it.
Yeah.
But it is one of those books where it's like, you've
And
seen it.
that might even be confusing because somebody be like, well, I thought that this was going on, this was going on, this was going on. But that was just us pulling stuff out of our ass.
Yeah,
You know, that wasn't, yeah.
It would be more like you see these books that circulate TikTok, and you have all these like really big book influencers who are like, this book is amazing, da 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 da.
Pick it up and read it, and it's, yeah.
And it's kind of mid.
Meh.
So it's,
Yeah.
I think in my personal opinion, I'm always looking for content that might be a little bit more honest about it. Be like, you know, I read the first 10 chapters of this book, and I'm not excited about it. Like, I could take it or leave it, but, you know, I've started it. Let's see if there's anything else. I mean, we could always stop a book halfway through if we didn't DNF it.
Or we could read it and then comment on it later or not, depending on what we decide to do.
Yeah. I mean, it's all...
That like real, a lot of times when you're doing these book chats, for lack of a better term, you're really kind of, it's not really a platform that lends itself to real-time discussion because it sucked. You're doing this 3 times a week, right?
I am doing it, yeah.
You're doing it 3 times a week. So you got one day where, oh, it sucked. Maybe it gets better.
Yeah, maybe it gets better.
And then day 2, oh, it still sucks. Maybe it gets better. And then you've wasted 3 days of 2-hour discussions on a book that wasn't good.
Well,
that's the way it feels to me.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that it gets down to everyone's opinion is always going to be different.
Yeah.
You know, and we
I
we
hated
know that
Butcher and
insinuate.
Blackbird.
Yeah, and I
Hated
liked
it.
it.
Yeah, most people liked it. I mean,
It got popular for a reason.
yeah, most people liked it, but it just wasn't my sense of humor,
Right.
and so I just didn't enjoy it. I didn't get it. Might be autism. I was like, I just didn't see the satire in it, and so I was like, why is this supposed to be funny?
always. I always start yawning as soon as I get on here. Jesus. So.
You want to dive into the book?
Let's dive into the book.
All right. Feeling queasy?
I'm good.
She's like, I just don't need to be
steal your
taking
shot in
tequila
a
shots
second.
On chicken.
Raw dogging those tequila shots.
Oh,
No, you
gosh.
are.
So,
Tomorrow, though.
All right, I'm drinking some water before I go to bed.
let's see. The last we kind of, when we stopped last on Tuesday, I want to say last week, I don't know why.
When last we met?
When the last we met, she had officially shifted into
This is going to be weird because, sorry to interrupt. It's going to be weird because I just started the second one. And so I'm still like, got all that fresh in my brain. It's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah, yeah.
It's kind of tough to jump back.
That was, I realized last week again, Tuesday when we talked about it, that it was really hard for me to not pull things in from the second book. Because I finished,
Because you'd already finished the second book.
I have already finished the second book, and the only thing that kept me from reading the third is the fact that I don't have it in person. So, I mean, it's up here, tabbed. Like,
Oh yeah, you ready to go?
it's done.
Yeah.
And we have decided that we're not even going to move on to this one.
No, we're not.
So
we're not
it's
going to
like-
use that one. Yeah.
I enjoyed it though. I'm not mad
Yeah.
that we tabbed it.
That's the thing about
In fact, I'll just
Moss's books. They're fun to read.
Yeah.
Are you going to get a bunch of content out of it or life lessons out of it? No.
Well,
You're gonna
that's
get a
the
bunch of
point.
snarky, funny comments. And yeah, it's snarky and funny, and that's the kind of
Snarky and
read it
funny.
is. Yeah.
So let's just, as a reminder for us, and so this is major spoilers, and I know, so I'm just going to go ahead and skip to the end, and we can go ahead and do.
Damn, girl.
Yeah. Well, because I'm thinking
Damn.
if you have started the second book and I've finished the second book, that having a reminder of how this book ended kind of gives us a starting point, and we can then backtrack from that.
Backtrack into this book?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, baby.
You don't think it's gonna work?
Sounds like you're going against the grain,
Kinda
Swim-
going against.
swimming upstream.
Swimming
Cricket,
upstream.
Cricket's down for the
I'm
chaos.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm all
Always.
about the chaos.
So the snake. So she ends up with one of Cobra's snakes on her
Yeah.
body, and it seemed pretty silly to me that she didn't consider that. See, that part is in the second book. And
She introduces plot devices too early and then ignores them for too long, is what happens in her book. She'll bring something up, she'll introduce it, and dude, all you gotta do is toss me a bone every once in a while to remind me that this is relevant.
she did toss it in there quite a bit.
She
But
just
it was in the
mentioned that it existed. That's all she
no,
did.
she didn't. It did. It was a constant thing for a while in book one.
What? That it existed?
That it existed. That it she felt warmth from it. She felt it zing around her body. It moved around.
To what end?
I mean, that was the end.
That was it. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
But she
It
did
didn't
try to
pick up
keep it as a
relevance. She
constant
didn't
thing.
gain any powers from it. She didn't gain any extra kind of emotional connection with Cobra from it, which would have been clever.
Do you think that if it was somebody else that they would have? If it wasn't her?
So they would have gained special powers from it.
Or connection?
No, it was purposely left as an open-ended
Yeah.
item for the next book.
Now that may have been purposeful.
And purposeful or not,
To
but
me,
that's what
to
ended
me,
up
that's
happening.
like a mental bookmark that these authors do. They're like, I plan on making this critical later. I'm not even really sure how I'm going to do it yet, but I want to toss this in here.
You could say that it was introduced way too early in the first book.
That's what I said.
I mean, because after it have a whole nother fight scene.
But all
with
she would, she would have had to do. All she would have to do is give a hint, give a sentence, or make something about it relevant, or have it interact with her some way that was relevant, and it wouldn't have been an issue. You'd be like, oh, okay, well, something's going on with this snake, and you'd be willing to wait till later to find out.
Right.
But that's what a lot of these authors. Do you have something to say?
Go ahead and finish.
That's what a lot of these authors do. They'll drop something in just to kind of like let you know what's happening way too early, and then not really built on it at all until the next book. And by the time the next book comes around, I'm like, and this is just me. This may not be everybody.
Well, and you said this last time is that you
Yeah.
just stop giving.
It's
a
just
shit.
I don't fucking care about it anymore.
I feel like
Why bother to put it in the book at that point? You could have put it in the book. Cricket's got something to say, by the way.
I just had a question,
Hmm.
a comment. I don't know what you want to call it.
Get up on that mic.
I
Oh yeah.
It's funny because when you do that, you guys'
yeah.
faces get like super close to the camera.
It almost looks like we're on two different things because
Is something going on with those two? They're
They're
very
so weird.
close.
We're Siamese twins.
We're coworkers.
They're connected by the thigh.
We kind of
Pretty
are.
much.
Yeah.
No, sorry guys, I didn't mean to scream your ears here. No, I just had a little bit of a hard time focusing on reading because of a lot of the beta talk. You know, where they're like,
Alpha, beta.
yeah, it just, I don't know, it just like kept distracting me.
I think that if you aren't somebody who's read that kind of book before, that it can be distracting because a lot of the alpha, beta, omega, like hierarchies and all that thing is presented as common knowledge.
Yeah.
Because as somebody who, for years, I've been into that kind of book, genre, whatever.
Yeah, I get that too.
Um,
This is the first. This is the first alpha beta type book that I've read too. But I've read a bunch of like RPGs and stuff like that. That has to do with like werewolves, stuff like that. So I kind of already knew what the pack mentality was.
Yeah.
And what that concept was. But to be dropped into it, just in the
Willy-nilly.
middle of it, it would be distracting. Because like, what's this mean?
Yeah, what is
Why are they acting this way?
why is this important?
I kind of feel like they didn't need to add alpha, beta, omega, and spell it out.
Well,
They did actually. They did.
So?
Yeah, because it's an actual. I would call it a race.
yeah.
I would call it their actual races. So these alphas, they aren't just a personality; they're an actual race.
It's like being
Black or white or
Yeah.
So that's a different race of people.
that's how it's viewed.
Only unlike our races, where most of it depends on just your culture and the color of your skin. These races actually have a hierarchy based on their ability.
Gotcha.
And of course, there's ones that are more sought after than others.
Yeah. This was my first alpha, beta, omega.
It
And
would.
you know what? That kind of brings up an interesting point.
Go for it.
That brings up an interesting point. It's like these authors for these alpha, beta, omega concepts. They've taken a personality trait of, because that's what we use them for. They don't actually. I don't think alphas and betas. I mean, this is arguable, but alphas and betas and omegas and sigmas, they don't actually exist in our society.
No.
We don't really actually have that.
No.
But it's kind of like our star chart. It's kind of like our astrological. Yeah, it's kind of like our star chart.
Such a Leo.
Yeah, exactly. You're such an alpha.
Oh my gosh.
But they've taken like this alpha personality that women enjoy and appreciate,
Yeah.
and turned it into an entire race of people that are like that.
Yeah. Yeah. that
And I
have
think
those traits and
that's the
qualities.
draw. I think that's the draw of these type of books, because you know that if a character is interacting with this alpha, that they're going to have all of those alpha characteristics that women find appealing.
Right.
And if they're interacting with a beta, they're going to have all of those beta characteristics that women don't find appealing.
But but again, like, not to bring up. So we had seen a book that was signed called Baby and the Howlers.
That we bought.
I have it on the shelf. And then I was like, well, because I bought it, I now have to read it.
Plugging Half Price Books. They have signed copies of stuff.
Yes.
Cheap.
Well, depending on what it is. And it pulls that alpha, beta, omega society in a totally different way. These are not shifters. They still have the pack mentality. But it was just
they're all human beings.
They're all humans.
But they treat it more like it would just be a race, right?
But my point is that you're introduced to not only the parts of that personality that women like and seek out and want to read about, but also,
flip side of the flip side of an alpha personality that is absolutely disgusting and abhorrent.
Right. For both, but for all of them, alphas and betas, because one of the characters that the female main character is really attracted to is a beta. And
for that reason, because he has that beta personality.
Right. So if you want to start reading like alpha and omega kind of books, I would recommend starting with a wolf shifter. Because those ones go right into.
They're very black and white.
Yes.
Yeah.
What pack mentality is, what omegas are, why they're special, why the alphas are who they are, and then kind of the betas and gammas.
You smell good like fried chicken.
We all smell like chicken.
Yeah.
We cooked fried chicken.
If I had a chaser, I would drink that, right?
I'll go get you one.
Oh, we're on this live, though.
We're on this live, though, she says.
But I'm not talking.
Anyway.
There's somebody who's not even in live.
What do you want?
She wants Mountain Dew.
Could you go up to the kitchen and get us 2 or 3 Mountain Dews?
Por favor.
Por favor. I don't want it to be a minute. I want it to be soon. Okay. Thank you, Mo.
Fingers can't be choosy, though.
I'm not begging. I'm asking.
How do you say hurry up?
What did he say?
That's literally how do you say? Como se dice?
Oh. Hurry up. God, I'm so distracted.
Squirrel.
Sorry.
That's
why I had a hard time with the alpha, beta, omega stuff. I get distracted a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, and it can be a lot of an information overload.
It pulls you down a rabbit hole. You're like, what are they talking about? I need to have more information about this before I can move forward in the book.
And you know what? I will just throw it out there, and this was what honestly got me into it was gay romance. Because I read a lot of what
there is a lot of what do they call it?
It's a lot of yaoi. It's a lot of Japanese.
Alpha, beta, omega, abo.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Stories where
most of it's gay.
And I like.
She's there for it.
Men gay or woman gay?
Both, but mostly men gay was what I personally looked for. But it's
my wife.
I mean, that makes sense. You said Japanese, right?
Mm-hmm.
My wife is way more gay than she is straight. If I wasn't so effeminate, if I wasn't so like effeminate and artsy and shit, she wouldn't have anything to do with me. I've got like, I mean, for anybody else, I'm just like a piece of trash. But like to my wife, I've got like the perfect balance of gay, and like super straight.
We're not famous enough to.
It's like, yeah, like I waffle back and forth between. I'm like over here. I'm like, oh, this is so pretty. Oh, thanks, Paris. Thank you, sweetheart. She subcontracted that out.
She did.
But anyway, like on the one hand, I'm like, oh, that's so pretty. Isn't that beautiful, dear? And on the other hand, I'm like underneath the car, like working on it and pulling crap out and getting greasy and crap. It's like the perfect balance for her.
It totally is. But what as I was saying is that in those stories, in that version of the alpha omega stories, The Omega men can get pregnant. They've got the
That's the hardest
devices-
part to swallow.
Jamie has a hard time about that.
This is 2025.
2026.
Oh.
No, it's 2026.
It's almost February 2026. So it's the second month.
I love you, Paris. I love you, sweetheart.
Going upstairs.
He's like, I don't care.
This is 2026.
Yeah.
Men can get pregnant
Now.
Okay. I'm just saying.
I mean,
that these
So,
people have the biology to be pregnant,
So they have the
natural biology.
natural.
and it's part of their persona, it's part of their character as an Omega is the fact that they're a male that can get pregnant.
So, and that's what drew me into it. I was very curious about it, and then from there it was like a rabbit hole to find out more about omegas and betas.
And you know what?
and
It
alphas.
is an interesting concept. It is. Like one of the more interesting parts of. Have you ever watched? You've seen Enemy Mine, right?
Yes.
Enemy Mine. The guy. It was Lou Gossett Jr. was his character. He played a gender neutral race that they reproduce asexually. At some point in their life, they just become pregnant and have a child. And up until that point, man, if you haven't seen that movie, watch it. It's such a good movie.
It's kind of a tearjerker.
It super is. Man, it super is. It's such a good movie, man. If you haven't seen Enemy Mine, I'm gonna plug this movie from the 80s or early 90s. But
It's bizarre at first, but draws you in.
his enemy in Enemy Mine up until the point where he gets pregnant, you're just like, man, this guy is vicious. And then at some point he just he spontaneously gets pregnant, and you just watch his personality flip. Where he's just like, well, he's not a warlike creature anymore. Now he's somebody's mother, and his personality just flips when he becomes pregnant, and he switches from being a more masculine character to being a more feminine character, so he can take care of his baby. And it was super cool, super interesting.
Yeah, we need to have a watch party.
Oh, super dude. Enemy Mine was
Tie
amazing.
Jessica down
It,
with duct tape.
remember when they used to?
Don't
Remember,
make my eyes stay open.
They'll just fall asleep.
you remember Fox 41 when we were kids?
Yeah.
Remember how they used to just play obscure freaking sci-fi movies every once in a while? That's the first time I saw it. Was like on Fox 41, and when I was a child, I didn't really appreciate it. But then when I watched it as an adult, I was like, oh. I'm not gonna give any spoilers for that one because I'd like people to actually watch it. Was it? What's that?
It was tonight.
Could not be me, man.
It could.
Well, we have book group tomorrow.
It could be.
We
You
do have
just
book group
screw
tomorrow.
yourself over.
Game on.
Jello shots. Gotta make
All right,
those.
moving on. Sorry, I didn't mean to distract you with movies.
No,
This is
so
like
I would recommend. Maybe Psycho Shifters isn't the first book you should read as a newcomer to the Alpha and Omega. Find something different. Find
it
something.
made the assumption that you were already an Alpha Omega.
People I wanted to read that. I think because it was like it had said something about alphas.
You know what? You could really tell that the author was an Alpha Omega fan.
Yeah.
She wanted to write her own Alpha Omega book, and she did her own take on it. And as far as for her, she's a good writer.
She is.
She's a good writer. She's funny, but her writing is hard to talk about because most of it is things that are going on inside of the main character's head, and most of the interactions are just verbal confrontations between the characters, and that is what you're reading, and it doesn't really drive the plot. It's funny. It's fun to watch. It's like watching cartoons, man. It's like watching cartoons. Because you watch a cartoon, you don't feel like you've learned more about the characters, but you were entertained. You were entertained the entire time, and that's kind of what she does. She just entertains you the whole time you're reading the book, and by the end, you're just like, what happened? I don't know. Maybe something. She ended the book, so something must have happened. But she doesn't really move forward with the plot a lot because she's spending so much time entertaining you with the rest of the stuff.
The one thing I missed during my current read of this, or my first read, and even part of the second one, is I wasn't seeing the shift in Cobra towards Sadie throughout it. And I say that as he comes across as this woman hater. He doesn't want anything to do with her. He just wants to, like...
That wasn't even implied. That was stated.
No, yeah.
Yeah,
but
that was told to you.
But by his actions, not so much his interactions, but his actions towards Sadie, you start to see that subtle, and it is subtle. It's super subtle all the way through.
He chimed in when he wasn't supposed to. He acted a way that was contrary to what he normally acts. And you're just like, fuck, where'd that come from?
And I think, and it's like when you look at it, when you talk about it, the pinpoint or the pinnacle, the point where you see it start to shift is when she gets attacked in the first few... The turning point is when she gets attacked in the first few chapters, and he sees her have a panic attack. And it wasn't like she was on the floor, like, gasping for air. He saw her go to a different place. He's like, her and I are cut from the same cloth. And from there, that's when he, like, started to change, in my opinion. And I feel as though...
Describe it, though.
What do you mean?
Describe the change of, like, from the point
So
where
he
was before to the point where he was afterwards.
So he is...
Are we even in the shot?
Yes.
Okay, just check. Sorry.
Yeah, you're super in the shot. You're both in the shot. You guys, you're closer to the camera than you ever have been. Because
I love you, camera.
I love you. I love you so much.
I have never felt so close to you before.
I'm gonna send that clip. I'm gonna send just that clip to Amy.
I've
She'll
never
fucking love it. Where he was like cursing himself because he was mad that he was attracted to her to begin with. He was like, fuck this bitch. And then he saw her change, and that's when he was like, this guy, he's dead. Like, I'm going to... That's when he broke all of his limbs.
He did that casually, too.
He did. Because it's a subtle... Because you're like, is this just because Cobra is insane? And that's what I first took it.
That was kind of cool. It kind of like demonstrated his capabilities because he casually destroyed that guy.
Yeah.
Just like, yeah, it was almost like he was sculpting something or breaking branches off of that's what it kind of reminded me of. He was just like breaking branches off of or twigs off of a branch.
Yeah.
He casually destroyed that guy. So that like kind of demonstrated the power difference between an alpha and a beta. And this guy, the mind you, the betas are more they're physically more powerful than a normal shifter.
Yeah.
They're like head and shoulders above another shifter. So he took this being that was head and shoulders above another shifter, grabbed him and just broke him like it was his job. It was just, okay, well, it's time to destroy you now. And that's about as much attention as she paid to it. She was just like, okay, first I broke all of his arms and legs, which for me, I couldn't even do that.
Well, no.
Couldn't even do that. Couldn't even start to do that. He just did it with his hands.
Yeah.
And then killed him. Like, okay.
But it's like he saw her have a panic attack, then decided he was going to break all of his limbs, then heard that he was going to try to rape her, and then he killed her.
Yeah.
There was a series of progression for that one.
I don't think he had the intention of doing it originally.
I don't think so he did either. And then he saw her.
And you know what? He didn't even hear the motherfucker out. I guess he couldn't.
No, because he didn't have time.
And he did bitch about it.
He was like, why'd you try to talk
why
about
did you silence this guy?
Yeah, well, because he still thought she was a spy.
Because now I have to kill him, and yeah, exactly.
Well, he didn't have to kill him because.
Well, he did though.
But that was the thing is that he would have regenerated his tongue.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So.
But that's the thing about it is like he was infuriated and he couldn't really control his actions, and he's like, okay, well I can't hear this guy's story to keep me from killing him now. I have to kill him.
And then
Snap.
and then from there it was like slow progression. He knows that she needs to stay behind Jax in the first battle. She shifts. He then touches her. He like buries his hands in her fur, and like
Num num.
yeah, and agrees with her and shows that he only when she shifted, only when she like truly shows that she's an alpha. But then it starts.
Okay, you've read a lot of these books, right?
Well, you mean like the series or?
All these Alpha Omega books.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe you can answer a question for me.
Okay.
How weird did these humanoid beast interactions get?
What do you mean?
Like, do they do it nice and neat? Like, whenever somebody shifts into like a beast type form, does the other character then shift into a beast type form also, and then they interact that way?
You mean have sex?
Yeah.
Are they doing it in their
I'm trying to go about this in a way that doesn't sound creepy, because I'm not as a guy, I'm not allowed to get as creepy as you women do.
They do not in every book I've ever read, and I mean I'm gonna. In my memory, because I've read quite a few books, they have never had sex in shifted form. It is only.
It's only for like fighting.
Yeah, they only shift when they're fighting.
They don't breed when they're shifted.
No, and in fact, the ones that are wolves will have litters too in human form. But they don't have wolves. They don't.
Is
shift
it
pups.
because
They call 'em
these
pups,
is it because these authors don't want to cross that line into
Probably.
bestiality?
Probably.
I feel like they should. I mean, in for a dime, in for a fucking dollar, bitch.
You would have to. There's gonna be.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
You gotta think about it. That.
If you're gonna be a twisted fuck, be a twisted fuck.
But think about the audience. You are going to have a very niche amount of people who want to read about two wolves fucking each other. You're gonna have
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about one person's a wolf, one person's a human. Shit happens. One
No.
person is
No.
transitioning into a wolf, and the other person's still a human. They go back and forth.
No, I have read where they have to calm down or
Yeah.
and they like do something sexual when they're mid shift to try and get them to switch one of the way
To me,
the other.
that sounds safe to me.
It is. It is
sounds safe to me.
totally safe, but I think that it comes down to
It's like you guys
I
are.
don't want to read a book
You know
about
what?
that.
Stop
No.
pretending to be a badass.
I'm not-
Stop
I'm not
pretending to be a badass. That's what these things are. You're pretending to be messed up, and you're not.
I'm not pretending shit.
I must be truly messed up.
Yeah, Cricket knows
Yeah,
exactly
we
what I'm
know.
talking about. If
Well-
you're gonna take the gloves off, take them off.
So in my mind, I'm thinking that if one is shifted into an animal of some sort or creature, and the other one is a human type,
They're still the same person.
they're
No,
still the same
I don't.
person.
I'm sorry.
They're still
You
the same
know
person.
that other person's a shifter.
Just because it gives you the
even
fucking
though-
ick doesn't mean it's just
Okay, but that's my point. Is because there are going to be so many people that get the ick from that. That's why it's not written in these books.
See, I
Because
never
there's
would've
a
thought
very
that.
cherry
niche.
picking. It's cherry picking.
So what?
Wait, what's the
I
argument?
never would have thought that. though, because
Shifter
in
romance
my
where
mind,
one stays
And
human, the
you
other one
know-
shifts
and
to
you
an
know
animal,
what?
and they have sex.
It could turn into something that's like.
Okay, what is the argument?
You know,
I'm saying
you know
that
who did. You know who
the
did do
reason-
that. You know who did do that, and it worked out well. Kiss of the Basilisk. Kiss of the Basilisk did that.
No, they
Sure
didn't.
did. Sure did. Sure did.
Literally got the book right in front of me. 'cause I
Kiss
was
of the
bad at
Basilisk did
playing
that. The guy was in the throes, and you know what?
it. You're
Kudo-
right.
Kudos to her for
You're
doing
right.
that. Kudos to her for doing that, because the guy was just like, you
And
know
then he broke
what?
her pelvis.
I can't help myself. I'm in the throes of passion. I transition into this basilisk creature, and he wrecked that
What
shit.
about the ones with like the demons with the tentacles and stuff? Does that count?
I don't know where that
So
falls.
what is it?
It's a lot. We're talking about like shifters, okay? Thus far, now we also haven't read every shifter book either.
No.
If somebody wants to chime in with a book that does do what I'm talking about, please do. But we're talking about these shifters, and in most of these books that she's read, were these shifters like either they turn into a big powerful creature, or they turn into a wolf, or they shift into something. Okay. Excuse me. Whenever they have like intimate relations with one another, they don't do it in shifted form, and they definitely don't do it where one of them has shifted and the other one has not. Because I think it's encroaching on bestiality.
And he says that it's bullshit that they don't, and I'm saying that there's too much of it's too niche of a topic.
All I'm saying is, yeah, it's bestiality. Exactly. She gave her the ick. But all I'm saying is that you've got there's two shifters, right?
Yeah. I mean, I know what you're saying.
You have two
I
people who are
understand your
capable of
logic.
shifting. Are you Googling shit?
Well, I have read something, and it's been a long time since I read these books by an author called Sherilyn Kenny. She has this called Dark Hunter series, and I remember that. Some of them were shapeshifters. So I'm like, I couldn't remember if they did it with, when they're shifted versus, what we've been talking about, and it said that yes, that they did.
I mean, and this is again a very niche market. I've read a book about, I think it was technically a giant squid. He shifted into it. I can't remember exactly what term they used for this guy.
He had tentacles.
He had
and
tentacles.
he knew how to use them.
And he did use them. And
that's cherry picking.
Again,
That's
I
cherry
understand
picking.
that, but it's like you're playing to your market.
I guess, but it's cherry picking because it's like sometimes these chicks are feeling naughty. And you know what? They keep the knot. Keep the knot.
They do keep the knot.
Why?
I don't know.
Why? Because cherry picking.
Sure.
It's horse shit.
It's the knot, and to me, it's like the knot is just something that happens in Alpha and Omega books. I've never read one that didn't have it.
I think what it was is at one point, the chick was like, "I wish dicks had knots."
I wish we were forced to stick
I wish our
together.
dicks had knots. And you know
And
what
he's forced
really
to
kind of
cuddle
pisses
me.
me off is that most mammals have a penile bone. Most mammals have and this is the worst excuse ever. It really kind of pisses me off. Most mammals, including other primates, chimpanzees have them. They have a bone in their penis.
Okay.
That
I'm not sure where this is going.
well, I don't, and no other man does. And it just allows them to, and the reason for this bone is to allow them to stay erect for longer. Okay, because their interactions take longer.
Right, because they have to physically force the.
And the reason why exactly, they every interaction is non-consensual. Every interaction. Talk about alphas and omegas. Every interaction is non-consensual. But the reason why we don't is because it doesn't take us very long.
No.
Most of our interactions are consensual.
Yeah.
So it just evolution. We just stopped needing it because it only took us 2 or 3 minutes to procreate. So we lost that part of our anatomy.
Damn it, man.
I know, right? You guys did this to yourselves.
I don't know if we did. That has nothing to do with us.
What are you talking about? It doesn't have anything to do with you.
Consensual?
If you guys,
I don't know. I'm so confused.
I'm not gonna argue on the side of non-consensual sex.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not, because it's not.
That's
cool.
crazy.
It's
Yeah.
not cool.
Yeah. Always ask.
But because you guys are just like, yeah, okay, all right, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not gonna take it at all unless it's consensual.
Mhm.
We stopped having a penis bone, so you kind of like kind of screwed yourselves over.
You could have had it for longer.
Yeah, exactly.
Once again, we are in 2026. and they had medication for that.
Yeah, I guess. But I don't want to have to replace biology with education.
Well, and then they have implants.
Oh my God,
So
could
you
you
do
imagine?
beads and other weird things.
And you're going to find that a lot, these small books. Women love to turn a man's genitalia into a vibrator. They love to. If they found a
I wonder
vibrator,
why.
if they found a vibrator somewhere that has a bunch of pearls that do swirls around the top of it, they're going to turn a man's genitalia into that because that's what they want. They want an improvement on the original.
I mean, don't we
I mean,
all?
and you know what? Why not? Actually, guys, don't need that at all. We don't need what we've got is fine. What you guys have to offer us is fine. If you had something else in there that was just like swirling around and had a vacuum on it, and
Or teeth.
yeah, or anything like that. If you, I'm doing well to be using what you got. Okay. I'm fighting against what you got. What you got is already too good for me to have to deal with. So yeah, I don't need any kind of improvement on what you got.
He's got like suction power. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm already done.
I'm sorry. It's like funk done. Alright, sorry. Wow. Hopefully evolution doesn't like shave 2 inches off my wiener because I don't need it anymore.
Oh, shoot.
Because you got the vacuum vortex vagina.
The suck 2.0. Shit. No, I fucking. Yeah, you're right. Cherry picking, sure, but I mean,
Fucking do it. It's a book. It's made up stuff. If you want to create, and that's what your book is. It's smut, right?
yeah.
So if you want to create the perfect scenario for that crap, knock yourself out. Who cares?
Knock yourself out. But anyway.
Anyway, back to the book we're reading.
Back to the book we're reading.
Is Enemy Mine a book?
Yeah, I'm sure it was.
Could it be a smut book?
They didn't really have a. No,
I
not
know.
really. Yeah, they didn't have
They could make it a smut
intimate.
book.
Yeah, they could like do an Enemy Mine fan fiction,
Yeah.
and it would be like an alpha.
Totally.
So,
Yeah.
something I hated.
Uh-oh.
Laid on us.
She's actively getting kidnapped. Naked. Drugged through the woods.
Of course. Why would you?
Oh
wear
yeah,
ankles?
okay, I remember.
So,
I had to figure out what
And
time.
it wasn't until he like picked her up, because then at that point he was like trying to run faster because she woke up, that he notices her scars.
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, she's fucking. You had to pull her out of the locker room and drag her halfway through the woods, and now you notice that she's scarred up.
Yeah, you can figure that out.
That was stupid.
You can figure that out at a glance.
Yeah, especially with how prominent her and
Yeah.
severe. I'm like, dude, that was dumb.
Why was?
I just hated that.
Okay.
Though I did think it was funny how when Jax finally like went back out into the woods to get him.
You know what? Motherfucker was on point. That's something that I really liked about Jax. Is like, right?
Oh yeah, the blood trail.
Yeah,
He was
motherfucker
like,
was on point. He's like,
but I
no,
mean that was his
no,
job.
not cool.
He's 100 and something years old.
Wasn't his job.
Yes, it was. He was doing a perimeter check.
Yeah, but I guess you're right.
And he said that he almost cut his perimeter check short because he wanted to go back and check on Sadie, and he's glad that he
Yeah.
didn't because she would have been gone.
Yeah, she'd been gone. And you know what? Would it have mattered in the grand scheme of things? Why not? No.
The ending of the book wouldn't have changed, regardless of where Sadie was.
Here's the real question. The answer might not be in this next book. It might have been. I haven't finished it yet. Here's the real question. Did that guy that stole her, did he deserve to die?
He killed himself.
Did he deserve to die?
That's a.
No, not really.
It depends.
No, not really.
It depends. I don't know how far you are in the second one, so I don't want to spoil anything.
Okay. Well, man, that's the question that I have at that point, having read the second book and knowing that the end was going to be the same. And she was going to the Fey realm.
She was going to
She
the
was
Pharaoh.
going. It's just
So,
a
the
question of
question-
who was going to take her there.
The real question is though is not who was going to take her there because we haven't figured out why the queen had commissioned for her to go.
Yeah.
And
Well, she was an alpha.
but it's different. And I say,
But even if it wasn't, she was collecting alphas. So let's say
Yes,
that,
okay.
that she was collecting alphas for the same reason she was
If-
collecting every other
if
alpha.
she was collecting alphas for the same reason that was pitched in the book,
In his
and-
mind, he was saving her.
then yes, then no, he didn't deserve to die. However, based off of what I know about the fake queen and about what goes on in book 2, I don't know. I think it's still up for debate. But this
Wait a
is-
minute. Hold on. Let's talk about it for a second. This is something that is relevant to me. She could have lied to him just the same as she lied to everybody
She
else.
absolutely did.
Absolutely did. So as far as he was concerned, he was doing something
So then no.
valiant. He was
But-
doing something valiant. And you know what? He didn't was he a bad guy?
Kind of.
Was he? Why?
He's acted. It's like instead of trying to convince, he's kidnapping her. He's kidnapping her. He's dragging her through the woods on her bare ass in the frigid temperatures by her ankle.
Was he a genius?
No.
No. Did he deserve to be
That
killed?
was
Did he
stupid.
deserve to die?
He's in a full winter cloak and she's
There
butt
is
ass
no.
fucking
There is.
naked.
Yeah, he was an idiot. He was an idiot. He did at some point.
Yeah, after she
But okay,
woke,
he was
I
he
don't
was
know.
he was stupid.
Hey bud.
But I mean, it may have been. I mean, to him it was a paycheck. Maybe that was
It
the
was a
reason.
paycheck, yeah. So he's selling. I mean, at
But
that point, then yes, he
it was-
did
but
deserve
it
to
was-
die. He's
but
selling
you
the
know
body.
what? People sell fish at the fish market too. It just because it's a paycheck doesn't mean that it doesn't mean something to him. I'm just saying that he might have felt, you know, like, okay, I'm doing something good by these people by saving them from this prison, which it was. I'm saving her from this prison. I don't know why she's fighting me. He may not have even known that she didn't know that it was a prison.
Yes, he did. He did know.
I'm just
He knew
saying
that
that
she
in his mind, he's like, okay, I can't. There's no way I'm going to be able to convince this person that grew up in this place that she's living in a prison and that she needs to be moved into somewhere more safe or go back home. There's no way I'm going to be able to convince this chick of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag her there and show her. And in his mind, it may have not have been clean, but in his mind, he was doing something valiant. Was he smart? No. Was he not? Did he handle it the best way that he could? No. But nobody does.
I would have to go back and look.
He was cutting corners. He was just like, screw it. I'm stronger than she is. I'm just going to take her there and show her. He was trying to make. It was a shortcut for him. He's just like, okay, I'm just going to grab her. I'll take her there, and when she gets there, she'll find out that what I did was cool.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? It just hit me. It goes way, way back to when cavemen used to drag women by their hair. Kind of feel like that's similar.
But that was like caveman grabbing women by their hair and pulling them somewhere is completely self-serving, whereas what he was doing was only partially self-serving. Yeah, he was making money off of it, but in his mind, he was making money off of a valiant cause, right? So I'm just saying that, was he kind of a dipshit? Was he kind of an asshole? Was he kind of like, yeah, he was kind of a chode.
Get your hand off that tattoo.
Yeah, he's kind of a chode. But did he deserve to die for it?
I mean, he didn't have to die. He
Did though.
He could have not taken the arsenic.
What was the alternative?
Give them
When he
answers.
woke up, they were pulling his fingernails out.
Well, maybe he shouldn't have tried to kidnap.
This is the kind of shit I'm talking about. When he woke up, they were pulling his fingernails out, and she's like, "Well, maybe he shouldn't have." Yeah, like there's some kind of a
He did
justification.
this to himself, though. Yes, he fucking did. He put himself in that situation.
Did he put himself in that situation? Did he deserve it?
A little.
She's got that mark.
I
Just give her a
probably do.
second.
I'm gonna get off that soapbox. I'm just
I
saying.
did
I'm
not.
just saying it wasn't as black and white as everybody thought it was. It wasn't.
I
And
don't know.
she painted it as black and white at that point when nobody knew what was going on, when nobody knew why he was doing what he was doing. She painted it as black and white, and she used it as an opportunity for these alphas to show how much they loved her and wanted to protect her. But their actions towards this guy weren't as black and white as she painted it to be.
I don't know. Let me see where it starts.
I'm going to the fair tomorrow.
Are you?
Yeah.
Got an outfit.
A man hauled me by my feet across the hard
Okay,
ground.
she's trying to prove her point. Hold on.
His back was to me, but he was fully clothed and looked warm. Meanwhile, the icy conditions pummeled my naked form.
First of all, she was naked when he grabbed her. She was naked when he grabbed her. He saw an opportunity and took it.
Okay.
Ooh, naked chick. She can't fight back.
No, she just
So,
happened to be
okay.
naked, and he had the opportunity to grab her. That's what it was.
Okay, so she says,
How are you more able to fight back because you're wearing clothes?
she's like, what the fuck? And he goes, yes, let's not waste time on surprises, he said. I'm about to get a massive payout from the queen, and you're the only thing between me and riches.
Yeah. He's trying to cut out the chit chat because he didn't find it was necessary.
So, okay, so let me just shut the fuck up.
So he was a dick. That's why he had it coming.
So he was blocking her ability to shift.
How? Oh, he had
That
that thing
pendant.
with him. Yeah. Well, he had to. That was a plot device.
Just come with me, I'm rescuing you, John said through gritted teeth as we circled around each other.
And that's my point. He felt like he was rescuing
By
her.
dragging me naked through the freezing forest?
Yeah, that's how. That's how. Was it smart? No. Was it malicious? Also no.
Okay, so she realizes, why would you bring me to her? Nothing is as it seems. This entire realm is a fucking lie. He might have gotten farther with her if he just she wasn't naked.
No. I don't feel like he would have, because it would have become a discussion, and she's argumentative.
So then he broke her nose twice.
Oh, that was a dick move.
That was a dick.
Yeah, you don't do that. All right.
Wasn't
I can see.
He broke her nose. He broke her nose twice, and then was trying to, and then that's when he picked her up, and that's when she bit him. So that's when he was
All
finally
right.
like running.
Okay. He was
hauling
an
her.
asshole.
Okay.
He was an okay.
deserved it.
I take it all back. Yeah, you didn't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. I take it back.
He gave zero shits about Walter.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't just that. It's like you don't have to hit somebody. He didn't have to do that. He did it anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I take it back.
Okay. Thank you.
You're right. I'm wrong.
He forgot that
Okay.
minor
You're
detail.
right. Yeah. I didn't remember that part.
That's why I was like,
Okay,
wait a
yeah,
second.
yeah.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
It went a little deeper than I thought it did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. He kind of had it coming.
And so I did think it was funny when there was a bunch of like he accidentally hit his head. He accidentally fell down the stairs.
Yeah, they fucked that guy up.
They fucked him up. Now, did they need to like fuck him up as bad as no, they didn't. They had no reason to do that. They're alphas.
But you know what? That's always going to be the case.
It is.
It's always going to be the case. Do they have to be shitty to somebody just because? It's like, does their behavior have to reflect tenfold what somebody else did? No. Is it more satisfying for readers? It depends on who's reading it.
Yeah.
But the aggressor, I mean, it's a little bit more sasatisfying for them too to, you're lost in the moment, dishing out that
It depends on
punishment.
It depends on who's reading it.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm not like that.
And then the only thing he really says is that the Fae Queen doesn't want alphas to be stew. They pay the queen to bring them back, but the Fae Queen is playing both sides. So he knows the queen is shit. John does before he does the ultimate suicide, whatever.
He knew what he was doing when he went into it.
Yeah.
So
So it wasn't.
it kind of
trying
like
to save her.
he wasn't trying to be valiant. I get it. Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to declare because I was like,
okay. I totally get it. Yeah, you're right. It seemed to me like he might have just been like, okay, well, these people don't need to be here, so I'm gonna rescue them, and then in the process, I'm gonna make some money. Is that horrible? No. Is it valiant? No. But it's like some gray area. But
Yeah.
he didn't have to like be a sack of shit, and he chose to.
And then this was the turning point for Jax. This is when Jax was like, this is.
It's interesting how each one of these guys has their own particular situation where they decide that they love this chick.
Jax. It might be a love. Cobra.
Yeah, still is.
Is it?
Still is, yeah.
She doesn't want any of them.
Yeah, that's the weirdest part about it is that these guys, and that that's kind of the part that pisses me off. Is all of these guys are absolutely, and she does this in more than one book. She did this in Blood of Hercules also.
Yeah.
Bonds of Hercules especially.
Yeah.
Is that these guys decide and take action on the fact that they love this woman and they would do anything for her, and she hasn't even fucking decided if they like her, if she likes them or not.
No, but I mean, they spend a whole lot of time just being complete kind of dicks.
Well, so does everybody.
Well,
So does everybody ever.
that's true.
Hey,
What's
handsome.
up, bud?
I'm gonna keep him out of the shot. Paris is just wandering around in his underwear because that's what he does. Love you,
he's got
son.
underwear on. What's up, babe? You just want to hang out?
We can't hang out in the shot, sweetheart.
He's not in the shot.
I love you.
He'd have to be like over here.
Yeah, okay.
Unless he goes.
Moving on.
And moving on. So, I mean, in her defense.
Oh my God.
In her defense.
Oh my God.
I just want to throw this out there. She didn't realize that they might have even found her.
Yes, she can't read their minds.
That
You're right,
that they
she
even
can't
found
read
her
their minds.
remotely attractive until
Because
Cobra had her up against the wall in that closet.
They weren't acting on the way they felt. You're
No.
right. Yeah, in her defense, yeah. So yeah, you're right.
And she knew, she explained away Jack's attention because he had all those little sisters. She knew it was just like protective alpha and that he didn't view her. Well, I mean, she explained it away. But that's the thing. That's what you do, right? When
yeah,
you
you
explain
on the
behaviors.
outside looking in, it's cheap. On the outside looking in, it's fucking cheap.
But it's understandable as people who have lived in
It's a cheap
those
way to
kind of
keep the
situations.
plot going and keep the tension up.
I'm going to keep your attention up.
You threatened me with a good time. You're already keeping my attention
No, and
up.
even when she goes and like gets her hair did and comes back and they're like, "Why the fuck would you do that to your hair?"
That's like
Only because
Only one of them did that. It was
Okay.
Cobra.
no, it was Asher. No, it was
Was it?
Cobra and Asher.
Yeah, okay.
And Jax didn't really have any comment on it, but their negative reactions to her appearance.
But they liked it.
They did like it. They didn't
Yeah,
tell her that they
were
liked it
about
though.
Okay, I get it. But also
like
plot,
high school shit.
also plot device. And yeah, it was to create that high school shit. It was on purpose. The author, everybody acts like this shit just happened, like it was history or something. But the author created this scenario. She created that scenario so that we would have that high school shit. And you know what? In a lot of ways, it's very smart.
So, and then she might, when she finally realizes Jack's intentions is when he punches that guy in the face when he kisses her at that party. She's like, oh shit.
Yeah, I feel like anytime a dude like, you know what? Realistically, if you think about it, okay, think about it as a woman.
Okay.
As a woman.
Easily. Got that down.
Anytime that a guy is protective of you at all, you should feel like he has some kind of interest.
Oh yeah.
Okay, there's, I mean, two ways. In one of two ways. Either as a father or as a romantic
And
interest.
you can easily tell the
Yeah.
difference.
And you can
Because if
easily
it
tell the
was,
difference.
if Jax felt like it was fatherly, he wouldn't have punched that guy in the square in the face. He would have pulled him off of her. It would have been like, "What are you doing?" Not a "get the fuck off."
Not necessarily.
I
Not
think
necessarily.
so.
No,
I
no, no,
think
no,
so.
no, 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 no. Because you have to look at it in terms of strategic advantage. If like my daughter is in some kind of situation that I feel like that she shouldn't be in, and I'm going to deal with it,
Mm-hmm.
I punch first. I just open up with a punch.
Okay.
So the way that you fight isn't emotional. But I would handle both situations the same way.
Okay. I mean, I can't relate. I am not a man.
Oh, come on. Just because you're a woman doesn't mean you don't understand how you would interact with like a violent situation.
I guess that's true. I don't, because I have you. I don't have to consider it.
Well, I feel like you're going to have a little bit of a backstory and a feeling before that event happens.
Quick
Care to elaborate?
No.
Please?
quick side note.
Can you elaborate? We've had a few shots.
Quick side note, though, is that it was during the time where she was kissing Micah that she realized that she.
Who's Micah?
That's the massage guy
Oh yeah.
who
yeah.
kisses her, and she considered like the kiss on the cheek her like first kiss or whatever the fuck it was. Whatever.
Okay.
But
Okay. As a father, I don't react to that.
I just thought that was stupid.
I don't react to that. So in that situation with Micah, if he wasn't a romantic interest of hers, that he would just like, okay, well, she's doing her thing.
Well,
That's benign.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
so
Because whenever I first had daughters, whenever my daughters were small, I thought, how am I going to deal with my daughters having interactions with boys? Because I knew how I was,
yeah.
you know. And this was like a big transition between like the way I felt about my daughters and the way I felt the way that I felt like I was going to deal with them having romantic relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to call my daughters out because it's kind of embarrassing for them. But at some point, I realized that my daughters need to be with somebody. They need to have a relationship with somebody. So I can't like have a physical altercation with every single guy that they come across, because at some point they need to get married and they need to have their own life. So I made that transition between being a protective father to being somebody that wants to support their daughter and being happy.
Mm-hmm.
And so at some point you stop, you kind of take a step back, you let those things pan out on their own, because you want your daughter to be happy. You want them to get married and have children and have a good life.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be fucking physically violent to every single dude they want to date. I guess like wheels turning.
She's
in her
like,
head. What?
I just remember what it was like talking to you about your daughter's like relationships and things that they had going on, and trying to convince you to drop the double standards you had.
That's because you were there for it. You were there for
That
the transition
shift?
that I had in
That
my
shift
life.
happened when one of your
Yeah,
daughters
because-
turned 18.
Yeah,
You were
well-
like, she's an adult now. The shift wasn't that you made the decision
I'm
to.
not gonna like mention any names or anything.
I'm just
I realized at some point I looked over at my daughter and realized that she was lonely. She wanted to have a relationship. She wanted somebody to bond with. And I didn't want to be the person that added additional bullshit into her not being lonely and finding somebody that she could be with.
may I interject just real quick? I think part of that double standard is that women can get pregnant, guys can't. So let's protect our daughters so they don't get pregnant versus, oh yeah, son, go out there and get you some.
You know what? I didn't do that. Yeah, I did. I super did. I super did that.
I mean, I'm the oldest.
Okay, here.
I'm the oldest daughter of a family of 4. Or sorry, family of 6.
What?
Oh, I hurt myself.
Oh.
The girls. Oh no.
I just got out of bed and it really hurt.
Oh no, darling.
Go ahead, Cricket.
So like just out of the oldest of 4 siblings, the daughters are the 2 oldest, and then the 2 youngest are sons. So there was a lot of that double standard growing up, and that's just how I see it from my perspective.
And from everybody I've talked to who has both boys and girls as children, that double standard is across the board. So I'm not surprised by it. But don't sit here and tell me that you had a shift. That shift happened way late.
Yeah.
It happened super late.
It took me a while. You know what? It was like it was super late. It was, and
I never felt my father being rude to me about men.
I wonder why.
that's because I learned from your sister.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Because I learned from your sister. It was way late, and when it happened, I realized it was way late.
I just remember
That I was
Tooth
super
and
shitty
nail.
about it, and you know what? I thought I was doing the right thing. And it is a double standard between girls and guys, because women they go into relationships wanting to be in a relationship, and guys not necessarily so.
I guess that's true.
It's not necessarily so. So when I was dealing with it on a case by case basis, where like when my son like showed me that he was like, he's like, Dad, I was like, I'm lonely. Being lonely and wanting to get laid are different things. It's like, dude, I'm lonely.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, they are.
I'm sorry, but
Yeah, they are.
Your son, from the moment I got together with you.
We're airing out a lot of our
It is a
laundry.
lot of
man.
tea.
A lot of all this. Some of this, I'm hoping some of this gets edited out.
We can try if I ever get the chance to come down here and do it. Because the one from Tuesday still isn't edited. Or Saturday. I'm just saying that he was always dating to marry.
Yeah, he was.
So
Yeah.
no, you didn't.
Yeah,
You didn't have.
You know what? It was almost like the opposite for him. It's because he was always dating to marry, and I'm like, he's basically I was like, Robert, not every girl that you have sex with is your future wife, bro.
Okay.
But
That's terrible.
it's two different situations. It's two different situations because
Because it's
on
a double
on
standard.
it is a double standard because it's two different situations. It's like it should be.
Because men can't get pregnant, women can't. That's where the problem is.
It's like whenever you think that like Rachel, whenever she started dating, that she was dating to get laid.
There's more
Maybe.
serious. Okay, I would say there's more serious repercussions to a relationship going bad for a woman than men.
I'm just.
And men are more often more deceitful in their that men are more
Okay.
often deceitful
All right,
in their
wait.
relationships
Let's
than
just
women are.
let me just rewind a little bit and let me just say that this whole thing started because you're like the way I would react to a guy just kissing my daughter to a guy kissing a girl I was interested in would be two different ways. I'd look at that and be like,
Okay,
I don't
first of all,
care.
this chick that was in this is like 20 something, right?
20.
20.
I'm
She's
just
20.
saying
She's
that
20.
we were talking about the way that she interpreted Jack's reactions to how what was happening to her, and you can't sit there and tell me that as a father you saw some guy kissing your daughter, grabbing her ass, that your first response would be like, no, it wasn't.
No, you're right, it wouldn't.
Okay,
But immediately,
then I'm not gonna sit there and tell me that wouldn't.
but I sometimes I have emotional intelligence. Sometimes I have emotional intelligence. So my first reaction, do I follow up on my first reaction? Not usually. Not usually. First reaction would be go over there and just knock the shit out of me.
Okay.
But then I'd be like, okay, I need to take a step back and look at this.
Again, so welcome to how my point was just proven.
I'm a spectator in her life. Does she act like she's not about it? And my only point wasn't how a father would react to somebody making out with somebody and grabbing their ass. My only point was there were two reactions that guy could have had.
Yeah.
The second one, the one where he walks over and decks the shit out of that guy, was a love interest reaction. The fatherly reaction would be to stand there and watch it take place. That was my only point.
Just because he reacted doesn't mean he loves her.
But there's two different things there, hopefully, in a normal person's life.
Yeah.
Either you have a fatherly reaction or you have a love interest reaction.
Okay. I'll agree with you on that one.
Is this a father?
And because he took that love interest reaction, should have been some kind of an indicator to her that's what he considered himself.
I think it did. I think at that point I think she was realizing it in the moment, because she was like kissing that guy and be like, this guy does not make me feel like these
That has
guys.
nothing to do with what was going on in his head.
No, I'm talking about her. I was talking about her.
Okay.
And because up until that point, she had been writing off his reactions and her interactions as like a brotherly or fatherly thing. But at that point, she was like, "This guy does not make me feel like those other guys." And then he comes
Like those other three dudes,
Like those
and possibly a fourth later on.
and
All right, I'm gonna take a bathroom break.
and so he
Craig, you're
goes
gonna stand in.
second.
I have to stay here.
You have to stand in.
I might have to grab the
What
camera.
time? This is at 1:20. I'm gonna have to edit this part out.
What time is it?
I'm looking at the marker of this recording, so I know when I need to edit out the whole camera shaking like a violent tree. 'Cause it's
That's
like,
the best part.
Totally shifted this way
On me?
on both. So it's
Oh yes.
Yeah, you just cut me out of it. They don't need to see
No,
me.
you're still totally in it.
Damn it, man.
Damn it! It's got a wide angle.
Yeah, it does. For a little bitty camera, catches a lot of stuff. You're like, we could totally edit out this bathroom break.
Well, we're gonna the whole camera shaking and stuff. That's the hard part about editing is that I realized if you aren't actively paying attention to when dead space is happening and when like shit like this happens, you then have to watch your entire video and mark what you're cutting out and then go through and cut it all out and edit it. If I have the time.
You need a notepad then next to you so you
Yeah.
can write this down.
I'll remember this one because I know that it's the beginning of the whole thing, which I can just watch real quick. But then this is at 1:28. Minute mark 1:28, which means we've been on here for an hour and 28 minutes.
We're almost to that 2-hour mark.
And I always listen to about 2 hours. We're almost done with this one. And then we can pick the next book.
I think one of those Japanese gay
I don't know how to